How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with another first impressions video, and yep, it's a L.U.D.T by Microtech, large underwater demolition team. That's what it stands for. And let's see, we have a lot to talk about. I've been waiting to get one of these in hand for a very long time. Since the beginning, since they came out, I really like this model. But there are a couple of things about it that just didn't make it for me. Shall we? All right. Let's go, let's change the side of the mat so we can take our measurements in inches. The knife measures, so you can see, almost 8 inches. It's 8.9, I mean 7.9 inches of length. The blade is at 3.4 and the cutting edge is at 3 or 2.95 around there. Closed length is at 4.5, a bit over 4.5 inches. Let me know what you guys think of the specs, of taking the specs. I know a lot of friends of YouTubers change their formats in that way. I don't like changing that much in some senses. And I do like to experience the specs, the weight, the sizes, and all as much as I can before I make a buy. So, but that's me, and that's why I share it in that sense. And I'd like to know what you guys think. 3.54 ounces, 3.5 ounces weight. It is made, the construction, it's made of aluminium, higher standard aluminium. The blade is saber grind in M390 with a very well done, very nice stonewash finish, as you can see there. It's a robust stock thickness, making it a strong knife, and even more so with the saber grind. But it reduces very much towards the edge, making it a very nice slicer. And I love those details on many knives. But let's go to the stock thickness. It's at 120 thousandths, and behind the edge is at around 10 thousandths, as you can see right there. So, you know, strong, and at the same time a good slicer. It fires with authority. I like it. Let's go to some comparisons. Here we have the Victorinox Huntsman, our usual comparisons, the Buck 110, the Rat 2, the Rat 1, as you can see, is right in the middle of the Rat 2 and the Rat 1, making it like a medium size auto. Out the side, now let's take a look at the upper view. And here you can also see something interesting, and that is the thickness in the handle. And if we go to, for example, the Rat 1, and we'll see that the thickness is at almost half an inch, and that's going to be the thickness throughout the whole handle, half an inch. But what happens with the L.U.D.T? Well, we start off at almost half an inch, 0.52, and towards the back of the knife we end up with, I don't know if, no, you can't see, let me see, I have to do this, 0.37. So the thickness reduces towards the bottom, towards the end of the handle. And what does that do, Professor? Well, in my case, it takes away a bit of ergonomics. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the ergos, they're fine, but you know, I kind of wish it had the same thickness throughout the whole handle. It is kind of a closed construction, of course, and with this like speed holes, it's just a very good looking knife, very capable. The performance is going to be great, no play whatsoever, just a overall good auto, good out the side auto. There is, however, another thing, but before that, let's compare it to the bug out. There's a bug out and the PM2. Again, let's have a look at the upper view. And one last comparison, and that would be with the only auto that I have left, which is my very old Boker Kalashnikov. I love this thing. This was my first auto, and I love this thing. Anyways, great users and very inexpensive. There you have it. And here's what I'm talking about. See that thickness in the handle? You know, that makes a difference, at least in my hand. And just a note there, every hand is different, and so this might be fitting perfectly for other hands. Traction is very subtle. I love the crown spine, and the traction on the blade is fantastic, really, really well done. It's just an overall good knife. I just wish had the same thickness throughout the whole handle. And another thing that I don't like of any other brand, and that is the proprietary hardware. It bothers me. It just bothers me. It's gorgeous, it really is, but you know, if you want to give maintenance to a knife with proprietary hardware, that's going to be a pain in, you know, or you're going to have to buy that proprietary tool that's going to run you about what, 60, 80, $100 extra. Nah, that should be provided with, if you're going to put proprietary hardware, then put the tool as well. You know, you're not charging $50 for something like that. You're charging way more. So do us a favor, and this goes not only to Microtech, but to all the brands, include the godforsaken tool. Anyways, those are the two details that I find that are, at least in my hand and in my point of view, bothersome. Yeah, aesthetically speaking, they're gorgeous. but there's no tool in case I want to give maintenance to this thing. And it is a risk from Mexico to send this to Microtech so that they could give maintenance to it. And not only do we run a risk that it gets lost, but it's way more expensive to send this to Microtech and pay for that. So I hope you get my point when I mention this about proprietary hardware. Those are the only two things that I can say about this gorgeous, this very useful, very EDCable folder, automatic, out the side folder. Hope you enjoyed it. Professor EDC out.